In this section, we'll be using social validity to help create goals and also target behaviors to use in our treatment interventions. This is an example of our behavior support plan. If you notice in the highlighted yellow, um, this is where the section of the behavior support plan that we are speaking about, the ultimate outcome, the intermediate outcome, and then finally the target behaviors. Let's get into it. Sample questions to ask for assessing social validity outcomes. So when I'm doing my assessment, when I'm going out, when I'm meeting the caretakers, when I'm completing my interview forms, when I'm meeting the VIP, developing a relationship, these are very important questions that we can ask. And think of these as a way to help extract the ultimate goal from the people that will be ultimately carrying out the plan. So if we can ask these questions, many times the caretakers, the VIPs themselves are able to tell us exactly what the goals of treatment should be. These are some questions to help you extract that information that would be useful to you to write down. These questions can also be found in the functional behavioral interview form that we will provide to you. Some of the questions are, if you can change one thing today to make the VIP's life better tomorrow, what would it be? Another question might be, what is it about this person that keeps you up at night? What's important to you, very simply? And we want to make sure we are focusing on the VIP's benefit. We wouldn't have a goal that is not focused on improving the life of our VIP that we're serving. So where do we start with this? Well, the best place to start is with the ultimate outcome. The ultimate outcome you could think about is what is our ultimate goal of treatment? And these are life changes based on the individual's preference or the VIP's preference. And they're very broad goals. They're broad goals that kind of will dictate the next steps in our treatment interventions. They are not specific changes in behaviors or specific objectives. That would be a targeted behavior. An example of an ultimate outcome could be maintain a healthy lifestyle, graduate from high school, get a job, improve functional communication skills, improve hygiene, etc. Some of the criteria for ultimate outcomes, they need to be socially significant. They need to be important to the VIP, to society, and to the stakeholders that will be carrying out the plan. They need to be contextually appropriate. They need to be functional. We're going to consider culture, religion, and other aspects of the VIP and the people, the important people in the VIP's life. They need to be reachable and they need to be measurable. We need to be able to determine that yes, this person has reached their ultimate outcome of treatment. So here's an example of a way that when starting to think about treatment interventions, where we begin. So an example of an ultimate outcome in this case, perhaps, might be to improve healthy lifestyles. Um, so as we kind of think that broad category of improving healthy lifestyles, we can then narrow it down to an intermediate outcome of perhaps eating a balanced diet. And then after the intermediate outcomes section, we can narrow it down to a target behavior. And this is what's observable and measurable. A target behavior under these outcomes might be eat 7 servings of fruits and vegetables per day. Another target behavior that could fall under this ultimate outcome is to exercise 3 times a week. And the idea is that after they master these target behaviors, we can move on to a new target behavior that falls under the same outcome umbrella as the previous target behaviors and continue to work to improve, in this case, a healthy lifestyle. Another example of an ultimate outcome might be to graduate high school. So we have this ultimate outcome that kind of will is an umbrella over the rest of our treatment decisions. As we think of the ultimate outcome of graduating high school, we could then narrow it down to an intermediate outcome. A developed study skills perhaps is important to this VIP and the caretakers. So, okay, we need to improve study skills. Exactly what target behaviors will lead us to these outcomes? Well, how about studying for an hour, 4 days a week? Might be a target behavior that we list in the behavior support plan as something that we would want to focus on. After completing that and mastering that criteria, maybe we could keep the same ultimate outcome and intermediate outcomes and then change the target behavior to be attend tutoring sessions once a week. Another target behavior that we can list that falls under the same umbrella that would ultimately lead to this outcome. And hopefully, with our intervention, they can achieve this ultimate outcome of graduating high school. So now it's your turn. You're going to practice with your VIP care coordinator, and you're going to come up with your own ultimate outcome, intermediate outcome, and then a target behavior. And the idea of this exercise is to help you guys think about starting treatment with our VIPs. One of the important considerations for an ultimate outcome and intermediate outcomes and target behaviors are behavioral cusps. And behavioral cusps are important behaviors that we could teach and for skill acquisition. These behavioral cusps will allow more efficiency in learning and access to a new world of reinforcers for our VIPs. Some examples of this, which would make sense to you guys, are reading, speaking, talking, communicating with others, improving hygiene, etc. And these behavioral cusps can help. If we help them with these behavioral cusps, it would lead them to a new world of reinforcements or new access to environments that previously weren't accessible due to challenging behaviors or lack of skills in certain areas. And these behavioral cusps should be prioritized. We want to select the target behaviors and outcomes that are not only important to the individual, but will lead to the most impact on improving their lives and the most impact of them achieving new environments, accessing new worlds of reinforcers, etc. Um, More information about behavioral cusps. Will the ultimate outcome, intermediate outcome, and target behaviors lead to access to new reinforcers, like I mentioned, access to new contingencies or new um, situations, access to new environments from stores, movie theaters, going to get your hair cut, other environments that are important to our VIPs, socially valid. So thinking about our outcomes, our procedures, and our goals of treatment. Is it important, meaningful to the people that we are servicing? Can these behavioral cusps generalize to different environments with different people? And of course, that these outcomes and target behaviors will compete with inappropriate or maladaptive behaviors or responses. Some other ways to assess social validity of goals or to prioritize goals is to ask. We can make a list of potential target behaviors and outcomes and have team members and the VIPs themselves rate each goal to tell us what's most important to them, what they would like to work on first. And also a normative comparison. And the way I think of this is what is normal for this individual and what are normal for individuals in that environment? What is normal for this person and their age and their culture? And does this um, do these outcomes and target behaviors impact the VIP's performance in these particular areas? Thank you very much for your attention.